Have you ever looked in the mirror and sighed because of a wrinkle or a blemish, or maybe because something inside you whispered, "I'm not enough"? Maybe you feel flawed, impure, unclean, emotionally messy, spiritually distant. You feel like something is wrong with you, like you're carrying something that disqualifies you from being fully loved. What if I told you there is a flower for that? A flower that doesn't scrub you clean, but gently washes away the shame that was never yours to carry. A flower that helps you remember you are not broken, you are not unworthy, you are whole, even now, even here. This is the story of Crabapple. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a Bach Flower practitioner, and I've spent years walking with people through the quiet, often invisible terrain of emotional healing. I don't believe in fixing emotions, I believe in listening to them, loving them, letting them speak until the message becomes medicine. Bach flowers aren't just drops in a bottle. They are archetypes, teachers, mirrors of the soul, and Crabapple is one of the most beautiful mirrors I've ever worked with. So who is Crabapple for? Crabapple is for those of us who feel impure, not enough, dirty, contaminated, shameful. It's for people who are overly concerned with cleanliness, appearance, or tiny imperfections on the body, in the house, or even in their thoughts. But it's more than just for the overly tidy. Crabapple is for the soul who has begun to believe that something inside of them is fundamentally wrong. It's for those who look in the mirror and see flaws, who apologize for simply existing, who carry quiet shame like an invisible burden. Magdal Scheffer calls this the flower for those who have lost the archetype of divine order within themselves. Hello, Yuki. They no longer feel, oh my God, I can't follow anymore. They no longer feel like part of something holy. They've lost the memory that they too are sacred. So what does it do? Crabapple restores self-acceptance, but not the surface level kind. It clears the fog of inner rejection and allows you to see yourself again as whole, clean, and worthy. It teaches you that your body is not wrong. Your emotions are not too much. Your past is not a stain. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. You are not a problem to be corrected. Crabapple doesn't just cleanse, it reconsecrates. It brings back the sense that your being, your story, your scars are still holy ground. The Crabapple archetype is the inner perfectionist, the one who strives to be clean, pure, perfect, but often from a place of inner shame. When wounded, this archetype becomes obsessed with flaws. It wants to scrub everything, emotions, thoughts, physical sensations, not to improve, but to erase. Crabapple helps this archetype evolve into the sacred vessel. It whispers, "You don't need to be perfect to be precious. You already are." Some good pairings are pine for shame and guilt, especially when you feel like it's your fault simply for being you. Large, when the self-rejection has turned into a belief that you are inferior. Centauri, if your need to please others is rooted in not feeling clean or worthy inside. Rockwater, if your purity turns into rigid self-denial and control. Walnut, when you're detoxing from the old identity of not enoughness. On the emotional level, Crabapple is like a gentle wash of love over parts of you that have felt unworthy to be seen. It brings softness to the places that are clenched in shame. It allows tears to fall, healing tears. It's the remedy for those moments when you feel disgusted with yourself, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And it says, you are not a mistake. Even this part of you belongs. At the transformational level, crabapple helps you release perfectionism and control and to embrace authenticity instead. You begin to walk differently in the world. You start wearing your body like it's a temple, not a project. You become less obsessed with cleaning up and more interested in simply showing up as you are. You feel safe in your own skin again, and that changes everything. Spiritually, crabapple restores your memory of the divine blueprint. Each remedy reconnects us to a forgotten soul quality. For crabapple, that soul quality is the remembrance that purity is not perfection, it's alignment. You don't need to erase yourself to be holy. Your soul is already pure. You just forgot. Crabapple is the flower that clears the mirror, not to change the reflection, but so you can see the truth again. You are not the dirt. You are the light beneath it. And that changes how you move, how you love, how you heal. So in emotional-based reality, this flower is used when people feel dirty, unclean, like they need a purging or a cleansing. This can happen with kids in puberty when they feel ashamed, embarrassed, especially when they develop acne. And this remedy is also used in the rescue cream also for that purpose. You can also find this on people who are overly clean, washing their hands 5 times, checking if the door is shut and if the fire is out a certain number of times, and so on and so forth. They want their bodies, homes, or environment in a perfect state. This control state makes them tired, desperate, sad, and often feeling disgusted by themselves. To give an example, they look fantastic but feel sad because they have a little zip. They put new wallpaper in their room and there's 1 little centimeter that isn't perfectly placed, and this makes them mad. They turn a small thing into a really great problem for them, and they can't seem to see things in their perspective. Small details become huge and are placed under the magnifying glass of their limited imagination. Therefore, the person is unable to recognize the principles of order from the higher order. His higher self is closed down to these higher principles. If they would open up themselves for their higher self, they would be able to take more distance and find their inner rest. These people are often more sensitive than most and are aware of everything on a very subtle level. They are aware of more than they can handle, and so they are already overloaded without being aware of all this. This unconscious overload makes them feel unclean, unable, need to be fixed, polluted, hence the washing of the hands, worrying for details, and so on. In other words, it's very possible that the situation creates a distorted relationship with their own body. It can also be translated in things like cleaning obsession. This urge for cleanliness can also make them disgusted or scared of bacteria, viruses, and disease. They will panic when there is a message about the flu season and take preventative measures. And somehow it's not that far-fetched that they feel like that, because they actually energetically attract unclean energies. However, in a positive state, these people can transform dark forces into healing ones. They are spiritual vacuum cleaners, garbage pickers who have the gift to turn unclean into clean. When practiced, they can clean the energy of a room full of people just with their being. Finally, this outside disharmony that they encounter is only a mirror of their inner disharmony. When they can restore this inner harmony, the outside world will follow. This insight brought by crabapple can heal these negative impressions. Dirty work, acne, feeling ashamed in spirit. Even when you're feeling cursed, crabapple will make you remember that you are from the higher order, perfectly how you are. Perfection is not what you think and it should be abandoned. The higher order stands always. So if you've ever struggled with shame, self-rejection, or the belief that something in you is too much or not enough, crabapple may be calling. It won't scrub you clean. It will remind you that you were never dirty. If you'd like to go deeper into this journey, I invite you to join my free class where I teach the emotional language of Bach Flower Remedies, of course. How to use them for anxiety, fear, self-doubt, burnout, sensitivity, and more. And if your heart feels cold, I also offer a complete course that walks you through your path, with the help of the remedies. I also have a free beginner's guide that you can download, and all the links are in the description, as well as my contact if you want my help in a one-on-one consultation, online or in my physical practice. This is where we remember ourselves, together with flowers. I loved making this video, and I'll see you in the next one.